All right, it's time for another currency dump. This is an impromptu currency dump. I'm actually at work, and I was able to jerry-rig this setup for the camera. That way I could use both of my hands to handle the notes. Whenever I acquire new notes, I always like to bring them to work in order to make high-resolution scans of the notes themselves. That way I have a digital copy for my collection. I've been focusing pretty heavily recently on two specific banks. The Sussex Bank, which would be the Merchants and Sussex Bank of Newton, New Jersey, and the other one is the Hackettstown Bank. Both banks are very close to me. The Hackettstown Bank is closer. It's about 5 miles away. The Newton Bank is about 20 minutes away. The Newton Bank actually still stands. The bank building is still there. The Hackettstown Bank is no longer there. But like I said, it's only a handful of miles away. So anytime Sussex Bank or Hackettstown Bank stuff comes up, I always like to jump on it if it's moderately priced. So let's just jump into some of these notes. First one here is super thin, obsolete remainder note. As you can see, $2 denomination from the Sussex Bank. It says here, Newton, 18 with no date afterwards, making this a remainder. Got a portrait of George Washington along with a vignette leaning on the number 2. Nothing on the back. Again, super thin. You can almost see my hand underneath the note. $2 Sussex Bank of Newton, remainder obsolete. Next up is another Sussex Bank of Newton, New Jersey. This one's graded. Another $2 denomination. We see the central vignette of a farming family with 2 horses in the background. Little boy has fallen over. This is called the lunch scene. The dad is eating lunch sitting down with the daughter and the son. And it looks like either a cat or a dog. I can't make out. Probably a dog. This vignette down here of the pretty girl shading her eyes is prevalent in a lot of these local New Jersey banks. Circa 1850s, as you can see, this is a remainder. It is graded 64, choice uncirculated by PMG with the pinhole comment. That note pairs nicely with the note that I already have, which is the Sussex Bank of Newton $1 remainder. This one I've had for quite a while. I believe I've showed this in a previous currency dump video. And this one is graded 66 EPQ by PMG. So both of these notes are from the same sort of series right here. Picked up a couple of National Bank notes. This one here is the $5 denomination. This is a type 2, as indicated by the charter number right here. And as you can see, it's the Sussex and Merchants National Bank of Newton, New Jersey. It was designated in 1865 as a national bank and given the charter number 925. I'll never forget that charter number because it has to do with silver. 0.925, I believe. So $5 circulated national banknote type 2. And along with that one, I picked up the $10 denomination Type 2 from the same bank, Charter 925, again circulated. So these are nice examples of the chartered bank of Newton, New Jersey that all of these notes eventually turned into. So these were the precursors for these notes. Rounding out the Newton collection, I also like to pick up ephemera, postal history, any kind of like paper documentation from the bank itself. So I was able to pick up this cover here, which is pretty cool. It's postmarked Newton, New Jersey. Looks like July 25th, 1903 with the stamp. And the reason I picked this up is because of the vignette here on the side. This is called a cachet. The cachet is what they put on covers. So it says here, return in 5 days to Merchants National Bank, Newton, New Jersey. So this was sent from Newton, I'm guessing from the bank itself, perhaps, to this man, Mountain View House in Landing, New Jersey. As you can see, it does have the Landing postmark on the back, 1903. The difference between Newton and Landing is probably, I don't know, I'd say maybe like 10, 12 miles, something around there. So this was a pretty cool addition to my Newton Bank collection. So I also collect the Hackettstown Bank. This one here I showed previously in my one of my other currency dump videos. This is the $5 proof note of the Hackettstown Bank. We've got Andrew Jackson flanked by a pretty woman and a Native American. Down here we have a locomotive, and that should look familiar because it is the same vignette as the Sussex Bank. So you can see they definitely recycle these vignettes, and the portraits for that matter. So this one's pretty cool. Proof note. One of the books that I have says that there's only about 7 of these proof notes in this denomination that exist in the census. I don't know if that's been changed. The book that I have is like probably 40 years old, so I don't know if there's been any additions, but proof note indicated by the holes down here. Hackettstown Bank, $5 denomination, circa 1854 to 1865, graded 64, choice uncirculated by PMG. It does indicate stains, as you can see right there in the comments. So that note I've had for a while, but I picked up this note recently, which is another Hackettstown Bank proof note. Middle vignette here is a couple of farm boys, one on horseback, shepherding livestock through a fence. Down here we've got George Washington, and this very stern-looking gentleman is Henry Clay, I believe. Circa 1850s, proof note, $50 denomination, graded 63 by PMG, minor stains, as you can see all over, and it's also stamped property of American Banknote Company. So these are interesting notes to add to my Hackettstown collection. This bank was first organized in 1855, only about 2 years after Hackettstown itself was incorporated. And then it was given charter status after the National Bank Acts during the Civil War, and received national bank status. I do not have any of the national bank currency from this bank because it doesn't it doesn't come up for sale very often, and when they do, they're usually like really expensive. So for now, these are my 2 Hackettstown banknotes. And just for fun, I'll show these. I picked these up on Instagram, actually. And I'll just go through these. I haven't really done too much research. I just got them. These are all Confederate banknotes. This one's the 20, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's a little different, but all these are the same. $20 denomination of Confederate currency. Not sure what the catalog number is on these, but I will obviously do some research on that. I don't collect Confederate banknotes. These are actually the only ones that I have, and I probably won't keep them, but the price for all of these was very good. As you can see, they have been signed, so these are not remainders. They were actually issued. The price on these notes were excellent, and the person that I bought them from actually also included this note, which is very cool, the $100 C note denomination. Very interesting. Taped up, not in the best condition, but pretty cool back on this one, though. So these will more than likely be put up probably on eBay for resale. But not too shabby. I believe I paid $130 for all of these. So that's $100 face value right here, plus another $100 face value. Obviously, the face value of these notes don't make a difference anymore, but definitely going to be scanning these and putting them on eBay, so take note of those. So yeah, that's what I got. A couple of Hackettstown proof notes, graded Sussex Bank of Newton, a raw Sussex Bank of Newton, 2 National Bank notes from Newton, and this pretty cool, I guess you would call this potentially an advertising cover with the cachet of the Newton Bank. Thanks for watching as always. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.